We understand that working through our renewal packet takes effort, so we've put together a series of videos to help you out. This video is the third in the series, and it explains how to review your renewal property schedule. Completing your renewal packet may seem daunting, but these videos will help break it up into manageable tasks and help you work efficiently through the process. If you need assistance or guidance, please give our risk programs team a call. We are here to help you. Throughout each of our videos, we will share tips or tricks to make filling out your renewal application easier. We'll highlight them for you with our tipster sign so that they are easy to see. Tip 1. Please indicate your changes in color, highlight, or bold font so we can easily see the changes that you've made. Tip 2. Please review your renewal property schedule in detail to make sure that all of your buildings are on the schedule. Please note that buildings that are not located on your schedule are not covered. If you have purchased, leased, or built a new location this year, please make sure to add it to the schedule. If you have deleted, sold, demolished, or moved from your location, please let us know as well. We also ask that you include on your property schedule any vacant land that you own so that we can extend pollution liability coverage to the vacant land if you have pollution coverage through us. Before we dive in, it's important to keep in mind that this is your property schedule. We ask that you review it every year to ensure that it is up to date, that it has all of your locations, and represents your locations as best as possible. It's important to keep in mind that your total insured value, which is all of your building values plus all of your contents values, is your per occurrence limits, meaning it is the maximum that we will pay you in the event of a covered cause of loss subject to our CSDSIP limits, CSDSIP sublimits, member sublimits, terms and conditions of the policy. With this in mind, let's dive into what information we capture on your renewal property schedule, starting with the column on the left. Building number. This is our own CSDSIP internal building number that we give the location. Building name. This is the building name that has been reported to us. Tip 3. If you refer to the building by another name, please feel free to update its name. This is your schedule, and we want it to reflect what you call it. Address, city, state, and zip code. This is the address that we have on file for the building. Please double check it and make sure that it is correct. If not, please update. Flood. This is the flood zone that we have on file for this location. Please review your flood zone designation to see if you have any buildings located in flood zone A. Tip 4. Do you have any locations in a flood zone that starts with an A, such as AE, AX, or A? Locations in flood zone A are subject to our flood zone A exclusion for any claims for damage caused by flood. If you purchase National Flood Insurance Program coverage for Flood Zone A locations, our coverage is excess. If NFIP coverage is not purchased, our flood coverage does not apply. Please contact our risk programs team if you have any questions. We are happy to discuss in greater detail. PC refers to the Insurance Standards Office Protection Code. It reflects how close you are to a fire hydrant and or a fire station. In general, you do not need to update these. This is something that we complete for you when you add a new location or when you join the pool. Tip 5. This is provided mostly for informational purposes. As we are not a traditional insurer, it doesn't factor into our rating process. For those of you interested, you can find a brief description of the ISO protection codes in the resources section included in this video. OC. This refers to ISO's occupancy codes. Again, this is something that we complete when you join the pool or when you add a new building. Tip 6. Please review the occupancy codes associated with your locations to make sure that we've assigned it correctly. Occupancy codes can be found in the Decoding Your Property Schedule document linked below. Stories refers to how many stories the building has. This does not include basements. Year refers to the year the building was built. Remodel refers to the date that the building was last remodeled. Our system can only capture one date, so we ask that you provide us with the last date that the building was remodeled. Construction. This refers to the type of construction of the building. Our system can only capture one construction type, so we ask that you report one construction type that represents the majority of the building. Square feet. This is the total square footage of the building. Please double check and make sure that it is correct. If you've added or deleted part of the building, please revise this figure and note that it has changed. Alarm. This refers to whether or not the building has a fire alarm, and if so, what type it is. Our codes that you'll find for this are none, no fire alarm, MFD, manual fire detection, which means that someone has to do something such as pull an alarm to put the fire department on notice of the fire. AFD, automatic fire detection, which means that a system detects the fire and automatically calls the fire department. Sprinkler. This refers to whether or not the building has a sprinkler system. Our codes here are none, no sprinkler system. Full. The entire building has a sprinkler system. Part of the building has a sprinkler system. Other. This refers to whether there are other items in the building. Our codes are none, no other systems or items to note. SEC, security system. Lease. This is a lease location, could be an owned location that you are leasing out to someone else or that you are leasing from someone else. ELVTR. There's an elevator or elevators in this building. ELV/SEC. There's an elevator or elevators and a security system in the building. ELV/lease. There's an elevator or elevators and it's a lease location. SEC/lease. This is a lease location and it has a security alarm. Building value. This is the insurable replacement value that we have on file for each location. We use the value that you reported to us along with the building details for the building, including square footage, construction type, exterior construction materials, roof materials, etc. Each year, as part of your renewal process, we run the building information that we have on file for each of your locations to get the building's current replacement cost. It's important to review this building value. If you feel it is inadequate, please revise the building value and highlight your change. Contents value. This is the contents value that you have provided to us. Contents typically include anything that isn't physically attached to the building. Things like computers, desk, papers, chairs, mowers, gators, scissor lifts, and other mobile equipment. Please review the contents value listed on the schedule for adequacy. Tip 7. When you are looking at your content value, we generally recommend at least 15% of the building value is the amount for contents for each location unless you have a specialty area such as a server room, VOAG shop, or an industrial art shop that has high dollar contents. Tip 8. When you think of content valuation, use the replacement cost value of like kinds and quality to replace things like desks, chairs, computers, servers, books, etc. actual cash value for mobile equipment such as scissor lifts, gators, golf carts, cherry pickers. Tip 9. Is your building vacant? Our property coverage form defines a vacant building as one which is 70% of the location is not being rented or used, which includes using it for storing items for more than 60 consecutive days. If so, please double check your contents value. You'll also want to note the building is vacant. We also suggest that you contact our risk programs team as well so that we can discuss coverage changes associated with vacant locations. That's a lot of information packed into that little tiny schedule. That must be why the print is so small. Just a couple other items to finish up. First, if you have any building projects, including new construction, remodel, or renovation projects, please contact our risk programs team. We'll talk with you about getting a quote for builder's risk coverage, as well as work with you to get an estimate for what it will cost to insure the completed project using today's rates. Tip number 10. If you don't have any changes to your renewal property schedule, you don't need to return it to us. Just make sure that when you send over your renewal application and all other items from your renewal packet, that you state in your cover email that you confirm there are no changes to your renewal property schedule. If you don't return the renewal property schedule and don't include a statement in your email, our risk programs team will call and/or email you to see if you have any changes. Thank you so much for your time to watch this video. We hope you found it both informative and helpful. If you have any questions or need assistance, please feel free to call our risk programs team. We are here to help you. Our members are our strength.